Hi everyone, hope you're having a spectacular day wherever you are. Today we're going to be taking a look at my entire 35K stock portfolio. Actually, similar to last video, I'm rounding down slightly. I just did the math, it's roughly at 36K. That's okay, it's always better to be more conservative in finance anyways. If you do like this kind of content, I would ask that you please like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. If you like this kind of content, check out my last video where I did a deep dive into my dividend portfolio. Also, subscribe if you'd like to see my future videos. My next video will be on my 10-year investment journey. I think you guys might find it really interesting. I kind of got the idea today as I was looking back at my account. So you will see 35K today. I've had my accounts in my stock portfolio higher in the past. I've sold out different various periods to get into different kind of things throughout the years. So we can discuss that in the next video. Anyways, let's jump into today's video and topic. So first, we're going to start off with my Vanguard account. I have it pulled up here, and this is where I keep my primary retirement account. So this is where I keep my Roth IRA. And then within here, I'm just going to keep it very focused today on the investments that I have. So I have first a mutual fund, Vanguard Growth Index Admiral. So the current balance is 6757. Jumping down, then we have the ETFs. So we have VGT and VNQ. VGT is Vanguard's Information Technology ETF. This typically performs quite well. I think it's outperformed S&P or the market over the recent decade. Vanguard Real Estate Index ETF. I really like this one because one, I like REITs. Holding REITs in retirement accounts is especially advantageous because you get more favorable tax treatment for the REITs instead of getting taxed at ordinary income, as you might within your standard taxable brokerage. You would get to save out on that portion because you're holding it in the Roth, which makes it much more juicy. And I just am a fan of real estate. I'm a fan of the consistent income. So that's the reason I hold this in my portfolio, kind of like a stability position. Some might hold bonds. I kind of view this as like a bond, for example, within my portfolio. I know it's not. It's tied to real estate and it's also a stock. So, and there's a lot of other factors with it, but that's kind of how I think about it within my schema reality of the world. Anyways, this probably does not outperform the market, but it has steady income, and I like holding positions that pay consistent yield, as you guys know from my dividend portfolio video. So the benefit of this is if it does go down, which it has been down in recent years, then that's good. I'm getting more yield, reinvesting, getting more positions, and then when things go up, if interest rates drop, then this might go up. Anyways, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes only. And I'm also not a tax advisor. So if you have any thoughts on taxes, you should definitely consult your local tax person. All right, so that was Vanguard. That was my Roth IRA. Next, we're going to jump into some different views that I have pulled up here for you. We'll go one by one. So this is, and you know what? Let me make sure that you guys can see this. One sec. Let me just keep it here. Sorry, I have a couple different screenshots here pulled up for you guys. So we'll just go through one by one. I want to make sure that I can capture everything in this view. All right, so this is my Fidelity account. This is where my 401k is. So my 401k, just pay attention to this side of the screen here, where it's starting in February of this past year. This is my current balance and current growth within my current company. This previous balance here, I believe I had sold out this position as well in the past, so you could just ignore that for now, and maybe we'll discuss that in my next video. Anyways, we're roughly at 14K in here, and then we'll jump into the next one. This is a more close-up view. We could see it started around February, or maybe actually after. I think it's a little bit after. So less than a year, but pretty good growth within a year. I'm happy with this. we'll jump into it. What exactly are we holding in here? Let's get into it. So, within my Fidelity, I'm currently holding FLCNX and FXAIX. So FXAIX is the S&P 500. It's Fidelity's S&P 500 account. So I have the Fidelity S&P 500. You know, consistent, favorable investment. Recently, I did more research and found that they had this option as well, FLCNX. So this is Fidelity's Contra 6 account, and it's performed quite a bit better than the S&P 500 in the recent years. So for that reason, I've decided to start putting more into it. It's really more of like growth fund, and I'll show a little bit more details into that shortly. But that's where I've started also investing into this position, which is growing quite nicely. So let's jump out of this. All right. So we're next up. We have a view of the Fidelity S&P 500 index fund. So this is one of the two investments that I have within my 401k at the moment. Pretty sure we're all used to seeing the S&P 500, but if not, it's been pretty good growth over the years. So you could have grown your money from 10k to near 40k in the past 10 years just holding this, as it shows. All right. Next up, Fidelity Contra Fund K6. All right, I think before I said 6. Okay, so we see that this is the line in green, and then we see versus the S&P 500. This is since inception in 2017. It seems that it's outperformed the S&P 500. We don't know if that will continue to be the case. Expense ratio is a little bit higher than other accounts. That might eat into the gains, but I'm willing to take a little bit of risk for a little bit more gain, particularly because I've cleared my accounts before and I really just want to focus on building them back up. So right now I'm looking to build it the smartest way possible. That's why I'm really optimizing for some growth in these positions, especially since you guys see that I also do dividends in my taxable brokerage. So we went through my 2 retirement accounts. So roughly all these accounts I started reinvesting in around the same time. So they're roughly all about the same balance. The 401k is a little bit higher because there's a little bit of employer match. That's the reason that one is a little bit higher than the others. But yeah, roughly if you went back and looked at it, both my brokerage and Roth are roughly about 11k. And I think actually I did some rollover in there too. So I did start them all around the same time, but there's some rollover and differences in the contribution rates. All right, so jumping into it, we have my dividend portfolio. So we have first, well, it's not really in order, but we'll just go through it. And we already did in my last video if you want to jump back into that in more detail. So my positions are I have $475 in Chevron. I have $465 in Pepsi, $408 in Microsoft, $390 in Home Depot, $358 in Coca-Cola, $349 in Visa. We have Philip Morris at a moderate $314. We have Salesforce at $310. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing at $198. Ignore the background, that's my editing platform. All right. Here we have Lockheed Martin. I have a lot in Lockheed Martin. They're down quite a bit. Their current weight in my portfolio is 1768. Next we have Altria Group 860, Apple roughly 740, ASML roughly 740, MasterCard 560 roughly, Lowe's 482, We already mentioned those actually. All right, so this will be the last. Nope, we got one more. Lastly, we have Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing. So I actually already mentioned that. All right, so we have Discover Financial 195, Google 180, Realty Income 114, VYM roughly 1500, SCHD 455, and then we have two more, VIG $200, SCHG only $28. And I'm excited to keep building to this dividend portfolio. It's actually where I'm most interested in at the moment. So keep track. Please, if you like this kind of content, do like, comment, and subscribe. If there's anything that you'd like me to look into, go ahead and mention it down below. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. Also, I'm excited to bring more content to you in the future. Thanks again. Take care. Anbu out.